trade WCW.
What in the is he doing here? Monday Night Raw. Monday Nitro. He is broken.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. Brett Screw Brett. The new world order, brother. Let's get this. We are at war.
All right, let's get this Nitro thing on the road. The show now has a new open, which is Jarrett hitting somebody with a guitar.
This is their running gag. It's WCW
great.
Monday Nitro, December 4th of the year 2000. They're at the University of Nebraska. So they went to Nebraska Stadium, a huge building, legitimately seats 85,000 people for football games.
Grief.
There's 2 people in there. They go to this cavernous structure. It's huge. And there's one guy with a corn hat saying, "Go Huskers," and Jarrett walks by and waffles him with the guitar. That was wacky.
Mm-hmm.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here. About a week ago, I added it all up. I watched more than 24 hours of wrestling in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I forgot something, I apologize. Was Mayhem the previous Sunday? It wasn't the night before, right?
This is 8 days after Mayhem.
Okay.
2 nights.
That's what I thought. But then, like, there's all this stuff happening.
There's Mayhem clips.
There were Mayhem clips, and then later, DDP and Nash came out as tag team champions. Right. Were they even on the show last week as champions?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were?
Yes.
All right. I was like, did this just happen?
A lot of this felt like it was the night after Mayhem.
Yes,
and
they
not
were
8 days
booking
later.
it like it was the night after, but it wasn't. It was 8 days after.
8 days later.
All right.
Yes. It's 3 shows later. So the Thrillers are standing there waiting for their cue. The director gives them their cue. They begin to walk. They go up to Oklahoma.
Dude.
Because they're in Nebraska,
Yeah.
they must get heat by bringing out Oklahoma. They go over their script that Sanders has apparently written for Oklahoma. Oklahoma wants security because, as he says, he's going to get a lot of heat. So they go. Oklahoma comes out in Nebraska, which looked like Full Sail. It was
Now,
like
before-
a small arena.
Before we get to this, they announced that tonight, the main event of the show, they announced the main event in advance. Scott Steiner versus Huge Erection.
Yes.
That's the main event of the show.
It was.
Which, when I heard it, I thought, what? But then they explained that he's the United States champion, and he has earned a shot at the World Championship.
Makes sense.
Fine. And the people were behind the erection.
It's better than being in front of it.
So Oklahoma's out here killing time forever. Even the announcers are like, "You only got 6 minutes, guy." He's making 20-year-old college football jokes.
Let's cut to the chase. It sucked.
He says-
I wish I could have switched to Raw, but I already watched it.
He says literally nothing, and Sid comes out, or my notes.
Sid came out. God, I miss Sid and his music. This fucking music. It does not fit Sid at all.
But it's so good.
You know what I'm saying? You should have like Frankenstein music or
Yes.
something.
He
He comes
came
out
out-
to this fucking song. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's
It's like a
very
love
generic-
ballad from the 80s.
No,
Kinda. It's got this weird fucking tune. So he comes
that's
out
not how I would describe the song.
and he hits this guy with the big choke slam, and then Sanders sends out the cops. They cuff him. Sanders tells him he's SOL, and we
know what
have
that
to
means.
watch them follow Sid all the way from the ring, down the aisle, backstage, through the building, out to the car. I'm like, are you kidding me? At least we got to watch that and not more Oklahoma.
That's true.
But God damn, this took forever.
And the whole time, when the cops come out and cuff him, lead him back to the car, over and over and over again, the babyface announcers are saying, "For what?
Yeah.
For chokeslamming Oklahoma? Yes, it's illegal to chokeslam people. Don't do it. You'll get arrested."
When Sid came out to the ramp, he pointed at the ramp. He says, "I command you to stop!" And I laughed and laughed and laughed.
Oh, first, Oklahoma says, "You're going to get such heat if you come in here." And then his next line was, in fact, "I command you to stop."
Hey.
That was the funniest thing Oklahoma ever did.
On Raw Monday, it was illegal to have your restraining order violated.
Oh, weird.
So Steiner meets with Sanders. He wants Sid tonight. Sanders says, "I'm sorry, I can't do that. Ric Flair had Sid arrested." What a puppeteer Mike Sanders turned out to be. And Steiner snaps and says, "You tell Flair nobody's safe, especially Flair." Pamela Paulshock and her giant red cowboy hat is interviewing the Filthy Animals. She announces Conan will be wrestling Jarrett, which sounds awful. Billy Kidman tries to be funny. He's the most not funny person I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but this is pretty not funny.
Conan challenges Jarrett and the Heresies to a Filthy Animals street fight at Starrcade, but he won't tell them what that means. Chavo Guerrero Jr., not Lieutenant Loco, versus Kiwi.
That's right.
The MIA apparently broke up.
Well,
Thunder.
just Chavo.
Just Chavo. So Kiwi comes out. I'm pretty sure that Booker T saw Paisley in these pants and decided, I'm going to marry that woman.
Yes. I thought the same thing, actually, but then I realized I was already married.
Yeah, it won't work out too good.
Yeah.
So
Let's cut to the chase.
Chavo gets a chair. Paisley
Decent
takes
match,
it away. They keep wrestling.
impossible to care about. Chavo wins with a brain buster.
Yeah.
What more do we have to say about Kiwi versus Chavo?
Flair tells Sanders, "You don't have the power to throw Sid in jail." Well,
apparently he does.
You're not paying attention, Rick.
Guy got arrested. He got sent to jail.
Flair says, "I'm going to go get Sid out of jail. You get more security."
So, Flair's all over the show in every segment.
Yeah.
Where's the jail?
The hell
Attached to the building?
Maybe.
This stupid show.
Chronic is on the phone, and they get orders to take somebody out. And they're just sitting there, and it's Clark is on the phone taking the call. And he says, "You got it," and he hangs up. He turns to Adams and says, "Wait till you hear who I'm talking to." Mm-hmm. Adams says, "Well, tell me." And Clark says, "It's a long story." And he walks away.
Nice job.
And Adams is like, "I'm right here.
Yeah.
Tell me."
We got nothing but time.
Gene interviews Rection.
This was very good. This was where Gene explained that he got a world title shot because he's the U.S. champion. Apparently the rule is if you're the U.S. champion, you get like one shot because Erection flat out says, "This may be my only chance ever at the world title."
Might have been.
He says, "I'm going to go out there. Don't look past me." Apparently he squished Tori on Thunder. He apologized for that.
It was an accident.
Says, "Don't look past me or I might upset you and become the new world champion." It was actually a really good,
It was a good
babyface promo hyping up a one-time only world title match.
Torrie Wilson was on his back, and he backed her in the turnbuckle because he thought it was Shane Douglas.
Who knows?
Thought it was Shane Douglas.
If you say so.
Shane lost 150 pounds.
Exactly.
Well, huge erection is so strong.
I see.
A mere 100 pounds is no difference to him. So, yeah, he did a great job pushing himself as the dangerous but still underdog going into this championship match.
This Elix Crowbar hardcore match, oh my God. Oh my God. Lance is on commentary. Was this the match where Lance was on commentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kinda.
And
Lance...
the cat.
Oh yeah, Lance and the Shat are both out there doing commentary. Lance's mic, half the time you can't even hear it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Shat's just making fun of everybody. Daphne attacked Major Gunn. Storm tried to grab Shat. Hacksaw tries to hit Shat, hits Lance. Madden somewhere in here got choked.
Yes.
I presume by the Shat. Elix won, I think. I think I wrote, "I quit. I'm over this."
You're having a bad day if you get choked by Shat.
Crowbar pin skipper with a gourd buster onto a car part.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
But
Who
we're-
gives a shit?
87 things going on. And then more Jimmy Hart DJ shit. David Flair and Stacy have the most awkward conversation.
Jimmy
I
Hart.
take back everything I said about Billy Gunn and China. They're a match made in heaven.
Jimmy Hart calls out all of the biggest DJs in the U.S. back when there were DJs.
Right.
And he says, "If you want to fight me, if you want to wrestle me," he says, "on Nitro, call World Championship Wrestling." Apparently your local phone book has the phone number
Go to
for
the
World
W's.
Championship Wrestling.
It's under wrestling, World Championship.
Yes. Then he says, "But remember, I'm the guy who took out Andy Kaufman."
I'm the guy who knocked out Andy Kaufman. And then, and I don't know why this surprised me.
He laughs.
Well, that too. But he had a song where he is singing, "I'm the man who knocked out Andy Kaufman."
Yeah. I just watched this Jimmy Hart promo, and they don't make him like that anymore.
No.
I'm not sure they ever made them before.
Well,
He was a one of a kind.
no, there were showbiz guys. You know the showbiz guys. They're like Jimmy Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when we went and saw, what's his name, the singer guy? Looked like a wax
I'll never
statue?
forget.
What the hell was his name?
Talking about Wayne Newton.
Yeah, went to see
I
Wayne
was not
Newton.
there, but go ahead.
Okay,
Most
but
of it's
anyway,
plastic to be.
who'd I go with?
I have no idea. Dude,
Was
you were in your
Granny there?
condo. That was like 20 years ago.
that Ed?
It was a long ass time ago. Anyway, we went to see Wayne Newton, and it's just like he's just. You can't imagine him doing anything except what he's doing on stage.
Yes.
And
like
tanning.
you can't imagine Wayne Newton at the grocery store
Wayne would never be a mechanic.
dropping off his kids at school or whatever. No. They just don't make him like that anymore. I don't know if it's good or bad.
And I agree with you. Jimmy Hart is in that category as well.
Yes.
He can never be anything but Jimmy Hart.
No. He sleeps in that outfit.
He sleeps in the sunglasses.
Yes, he goes. He drops his kids off at school with the megaphone.
He doesn't sleep in the wig, though.
It's not a wig.
It's not a wig.
What?
He went through. Go.
He got hair transplants.
Okay.
Go watch.
Him and Chavo. Who else?
Well, no. What the
Tommy Dreamer?
Legends House.
Okay.
There's a whole bit where he goes over his hair.
Okay.
Yeah. There was like a bunch of those guys all got it from the same place, and they used it to like try to sell. I think they were like advertising for him or something.
Yeah, Chavo was.
Yeah.
Sure.
Interesting.
Anyway, Flair warns David and Stacy. Steiner's
Why is
crazy.
Rob so shocked about this? Why are you shocked, Rob, that people got a hair transplant?
I'm not shocked about the hair transplant. I'm still trying to process the idea of you going to see Wayne Newton in concert.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that is fair,
It was
actually.
awesome. He was the best. He was the best. I turn your mic on for that? All right, go ahead, Vinny. Rob gets all up on the mic. I turn it on. He goes, that's what happened.
Well, that's going to make the video clip.
What? Honestly, what else could I say?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, how old were you when this happened? By the way,
I was a grown-ass man, Rob. This was like 15 years ago. It was great.
I'm glad
It
you
was
enjoyed it.
awesome. I loved it. Go ahead, Vinny.
Flair warns David and Stacy. Steiner's crazy. He might kill you. I'm having security take you away. Reno
Did you go over what Stacy said, how she didn't want to lose him completely?
and something about I will
She
tell you who the
just-
father is, but not now.
She just wasn't ready to get married yet. I'm going to tell you who the father is, just not yet.
Yeah. Reno is flirting with Maria and her 8 sizes too tight T-shirt.
Good grief, this thing was painted on.
It was exactly the right tightness. If they, I swear to God, I know, I'm telling you right now, there was a shot of Marie. Is it Maria or Maria?
Maria.
Maria. There was a shot of her, and I just thought, if you would have just played that shot for 2 hours,
Yes.
they'd have beaten Raw.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
There is a shot where she's running down to the ring.
Yes.
Not that one,
Oh,
where
it's
she's
not.
just standing there.
Well,
There's nothing wrong with that one either.
regardless, in the same
I'm positive it would have beaten Raw.
in this same very tight shirt.
Yes.
And I immediately determined, okay, I must. Who the hell is Maria from WCW?
We don't know.
And when I Google Maria WCW, the
Go to
first
Vito.
image is her running
yes.
down the ramp.
Yes,
course
yes,
it
yes.
So, she has
Look at
some
Rob.
story.
Dude, do your job, dude. You can do that later. Your mic's on. All right.
It's one for the bank, Rob. Don't worry.
Go ahead, Vinny.
I have never seen a couple. You two have worse chemistry than David Flair and Stacy Keibler.
You should listen to the Tom Show. Talk about dead air.
So
If I cut out all the dead air, it'd be a 5-minute show.
Maria's got some story about wanting to have her family back, and Reno just kisses her and says, "I got a match." Lex Luger comes out for a promo where he reads from Bill Goldberg's book about
my
Sarge.
God, how long did this go?
A long time.
He's in there reading this stupid book. Nobody cares. Sarge is in the front row. Like 8 guys try to start a Goldberg
Sarge
chant.
is the power plant trainer for those guys who don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
He buries him and says, let's hear it for Sarge. Then he acts like he's going to leave, and I'm like, thank God. But then he comes back and says, one more thing. This Sarge, he works 15 hours a day in the power plant, making minimum wage, living in a 3-room trailer while Goldberg enjoys his fancy cars and houses. If Bruce had trained me, he says, if I had a Rolex, he'd have a Rolex. Which the other announcers point out, I don't see a Rolex on Hiro Matsuda.
Yes.
This was so bad. This was Death TV.
It went 1,000 years.
Remember Faces of Death? This would have been on that tape.
I will note that if Sarge had cauliflower ears, he would look exactly like a mini Brock Lesnar.
He does look like a mini
yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely.
So
There's a UFC ref that looks like him.
yeah, and then nothing happened. By the way, when all
No,
this was said and
nothing.
done. Yeah. Bill Goldberg then arrives, and one of the announcers just shouts out, 5 minutes too late.
Well,
That made me laugh.
hope he learned a lesson.
Norman Smiley is backstage with some woman. bemoaning the fact he has to face Goldberg. He's not ready. Steiner appears. The woman runs away. Steiner says, "Who you got tonight?" Norman says, "Goldberg." And Steiner says, "Not anymore." Hits him with a pipe. And in hindsight, I have no idea why.
I don't know. Norman should thank him.
I guess. Yeah. Shane Douglas does a promo, and he also refuses to say huge erection. He calls him Hugh Morris. Refuses to believe.
Hold on. I'm going to read what I wrote. I don't know why I wrote it. Maybe you can translate. Shane vows to lay Hugh Morris's ass up.
Well, that's more or less what he said.
Is that what he said?
Well, not in those words.
What does that mean?
It means what he said was he doesn't believe it was an accident for what happened to Tori Wilson.
Right.
He's going to put him in the hospital right next to her.
I see. He's going to lay his ass up. All right.
Not like knock him up.
Well, I know
that's
that.
completely different.
I never wrote a line like that before.
This is on you.
I was just reciting what he wrote, I guess.
It says, "You took something near and dear to my heart, and the franchise will do the same thing to you. Kiss your U.S. title goodbye."
He took something. She's dead. She got squished in the corner.
Apparently.
I thought this was a really good promo.
Well, Shane Douglas is a good promo.
Yeah.
This is a very good, even by
I didn't
his standards.
appreciate him at the time. Because when he was in ECW, he swore all the time.
Right.
I thought it was just cheap heat.
And it was the same promo every week in
Yeah.
ECW.
Yeah, but actually he was a very good promo.
Yeah. General Erection and the Wall are having a meeting. They see Lash LaRue talking to Chavo, and they call Lash to come over. He starts to come, and Chavo's like, "No, hey, stick with me." And they go back and forth with him eventually, and eventually Lash leaves with the MIA. Mm-hmm. They're having a lover's quarrel, apparently.
Yeah, you can't talk to people we don't like.
He quit the gang.
Yeah.
Flair tells Arn Anderson and Fit Finlay, they're in the gorilla position, tells them, everyone who has a match, as soon as their match is done, get them out of this building so Scott Steiner can't kill them.
It's like Godzilla is coming into town.
But it's not...
Get everybody out.
It's not so dangerous to cancel the show.
Right.
Just as soon as they're done, get out.
The show must go on.
Yes.
But after that...
2 Count versus the Insiders.
All I wrote was an excellent, complete burial.
That's
Yes.
what happened.
Yes, they destroyed these guys. We want Hall chants. Fans didn't get the memo.
By the end of this, the Insiders destroyed these men. They hit their finishers. They pinned them both at the same time. And the place went nuts.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Somebody came off as a star on the show. Great.
Yeah, DDP and Kevin Nash.
They're 105 years old between them. Well, actually, probably more, legit. But
Nash got the hot tag. 2 Count ran into him. He powerbombs Shannon. DDP cutters Shane. Nash pins both of them at the same time.
if it had just ended here, fine.
And some Nash gave Shannon Moore a hip toss that he almost died on.
It was give him the Beal, where he was so focused on getting him high and far, he forgot to rotate him.
Right.
And he almost came down on his head. So the Thrillers come out. They also call out Flair.
So this segment here is just amazing because first Sanders makes a gay joke. Then he calls out Flair. Then he shows footage from Mayhem. Kevin Nash pinned the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You're really going to air this right after Kevin Nash pinned 2 men at the same time in a tag match? I'm like, God damn, is this that hard? And then Flair tells him to give the belts back. He says, you guys can get a rematch at Starrcade against the Thrillers for the belts. Sanders heads to the ring, and he's just got to get the belts. It's 5 minutes. There's no angle.
Nope.
There's no beating. He just goes as slowly as possible. They slide the belts to him as slowly as possible. I can't take it anymore.
My notes here read,
Do something.
Christ, this went forever.
Jiminy Christmas.
Now, so they're doing a match at Starrcade. So the perfect event hour, the tag team champs again? Do I have that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This was just weird.
Mike Awesome is going through the parking lot in his leisure suit, talking about how cold it is, like Deborah, when Bam Bam Bigelow jumps out of an ambulance.
No, it's even better. He's walking through the parking lot, and the door flies open and hits him. You don't even know why. It's just like he walked behind an ambulance, and the door flew open and hit him, and he goes, ah! He's like selling it big. And then Bam Bam Bigelow jumps out of the ambulance. What in God's name was he doing in there?
Don't know.
Did he drive it to the building? Is this his other job? Is he an EMT? He jumps out there, he beats this guy up, and that's it.
This is one of those things where when you're watching it, it just blends in with all the other crap on Nitro, so you don't really, it doesn't register. And just thinking about this now, Mike Awesome is walking the parking lot in his leisure suit. He's cold, and Bam Bam Bigelow jumps out of an ambulance and kills him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's funny.
It's ridiculous.
Reno comes out for a match. Then Chronic comes out. So, okay, somebody paid off Chronic to take out Reno.
Yes.
Right.
Fine. They start to do a match. The ref immediately calls for the bell. So, what was the match going to be?
Well, we don't know. The guy never came out. They just beat on this guy.
But Reno was fine with doing a match with Chronic. So was the match Reno versus Chronic?
No, I think Reno was supposed to have a match. Chronic ran in before his opponent came out.
Well, he didn't care.
Well, he's an idiot.
What a coward! What a heroic heel Reno is. So they get in there. The ref immediately calls for a DQ. I had no idea what was happening. Here's the shot where, first Maria is watching on a monitor backstage.
I think it's just Marie.
Whatever.
But anyway.
She's not around long, I don't think. She looks at the director, gets her cue, runs to the ring. A lot of that in this show.
At which point Manon just randomly asks, is she wearing underwear?
Yes.
What?
Well-
Why did he ask that?
Well, she wasn't wearing a bra, obviously.
Actually, she was.
Excuse me?
She was. Trust me.
Well, she looked unemployed because there was no visual means of support.
Vito made the save, and then I wrote, and I quote, Marie runs to ringside, and I wrote nothing else.
Well, you're not wrong. So, yes, Vito saved his enemy, Reno, from Chronic, who was paid to attack Reno by somebody.
Well, maybe he's no longer his enemy.
So,
Maybe he's-
so Vito obviously paid him off, right?
No, Vito is the brother of Marie.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he did, but
Right, and Vito. And,
I think there's just...
And there's a Romeo and Juliet thing going on.
yes.
I don't remember, and I don't care.
Yeah. Another Glacier video. This week, Shivani and Madden are laughing at him, but Hudson is refusing to... No, he is a tough guy. The gimmick was silly, but that was a tough dude. Mm-hmm. Crowbar is happy to be he's happy to be working with Daphne again.
Yes.
And she's very excited and all aflutter. But then when he leaves his locker room, 2 Nitro girls follow him.
Right.
And she is heartbroken.
She is
Oh,
And some tech geek comes up to get the crate she's on. She hisses at him. He leaves, and she hangs her head and sulks. Poor lass. Flair tells security he could not get Sid out of jail, so everyone backstage is in danger.
security needs to split up and
I
find this
didn't
guy.
realize how funny the show was watching.
It's ridiculous.
So
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Ric Flair says, I couldn't get Sid out of jail.
Yes.
Therefore, we're all in danger.
Yeah.
So everyone split up. If you get in trouble, call for help.
We could not
Think about this, by
This is
the
what
way.
he's. I'm not making this up.
Sid got arrested for no reason,
Right.
yet his bail is apparently so high that Flair can't get him out of jail.
He got arrested for chokeslamming a man.
Well,
assault and battery.
I guess you can't do that, Vinny.
No, I'm well aware.
This is like Mothra coming to the city, and they can't release Godzilla.
But there
You're not
should be
wrong.
bail.
Sure, but not
That
quick.
bad a crime.
Here is why I didn't realize how funny this was at the time. I wrote down, I am exhausted trying to type as fast as things are happening. So I was working so hard, it didn't register. Am I Smooth versus Goldberg? So
glorious.
Steiner took out Norman, so Am I Smooth could have a match with Goldberg instead. What?
Well, I don't think he did that. I think he just took out Norman, and then WCW was like, well, dude, we need somebody for Goldberg.
Get the limo driver.
Get the limo driver. He's not booked.
They briefly tried to work. It was terrible.
Yes.
And then
So they
Goldberg
shot.
Goldberg it did actually. Goldberg shot on him. It was much better.
Yes.
Steiner is doing some curls and threatening Flair.
Goldberg did go hug Sarge afterwards. Sarge was a very important part of his career.
He's
in
also
this book.
27-0 now.
Great. Jarrett is a promo.
Wasn't he 11-0 last week?
Oh, who
think it was-
cares?
yeah,
I care. That's a big jump.
I think it was 20 last week, but still.
So he had 9 matches? They're not even running house shows.
Or 7, by my calculations.
What? I mean, it may as well have been 9.
Jarrett is a promo. Says, filthy animals you call the Harris Brothers hillbillies. I'd rather have them than your jacked up termite friends. He accepts the challenge for the trios match, which is funny because before he accepted it, they had already put a graphic up announcing it. Between now and Starrcade, he says he's got a crap load of guitars. He'll beat all 3 of your asses like a bunch of pinatas. So Conan versus Jeff Jarrett.
It's all right.
It was better than I expected. I will say that.
Harris has helped Jarrett win, and that's it.
And the Animals attacked. Jarrett went with a stroke, and that's it.
Yep.
Speaking of stroke, Steiner versus Huge Erection is your main event tonight.
Okay.
Fans are super into Erection. They were. Everything he did,
They were all over him.
they popped for.
No.
Oh, God.
Steiner does this crazy promo for the match.
We're salivating.
He says Flair has until the end of this match to present
Throbbing with excitement.
Sid Vicious, he says. Otherwise, I'm going after Flair.
Yes.
And if you want to know what kind of mood I'm in, stick around and watch what I do to this U.S. champion. How many times did Medeja interfere in this match right in front of the referee, and it was never a DQ?
Numerous.
Once she interfered in front of the ref to set up a low blow in front of the ref.
Yes.
So that happened, and for the first half of this match, it was just very, very slow. Mm-hmm. And then Hugh started to make his comeback. Actually, even before that.
And the crowd popped.
Steiner...
When
Steiner
Erection came to life.
Sprung into action.
Dude, why do you stop? I didn't make this name up.
I'm aware. So Steiner has this turning belly to belly he does, which he does every match. It's like, oh, whatever. Maybe it's just because this is in fact a huge erection.
Sure.
It sure is.
This suplex was so awesome.
Yes.
As
He got it up. He got him up, I mean.
he got his hands on that erection,
Yes.
and boy, he knew what to do with it.
Yeah, he started by choking him.
So this is awesome suplex, and then
I love when people get mad at us for making dick jokes throughout the entire review. Dude, they named him Huge Erection.
and then did
What in the absolute fuck do you want us to do?
and left him with that name after
Yes!
the guy who thought it up left.
Yes.
I'm not mad, Brian.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people that are like, oh, more erection jokes. Like, his fucking name is Huge Erection.
Yes. So he hits a big pescado. He's coming back on Steiner. There's a big giant belly to back suplex. He goes the moonsault. Steiner just barely kicks out. And Steiner's on the ropes, but he dodges a corner charge. He hits this exploder, suplexes him right into his head, does the big rabbit elbow to the back of the head, puts him in the recliner, and wins. Okay, this got off to a slow start and had a terrible gimmick, and there was all sorts of interference throughout. But the second half of this match was so awesome.
Very
This is a
good.
very good match.
This is
Mark Madden
two-
yelling, fly, fat ass, fly, as Hugh Morris does a moonsault. I
Yes.
thought Mark Madden,
Yes.
Well, that
guy should have beat your ass after this show.
and he should have. It's hypocritical, but it was a line from a movie. It was from Mulk.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
So this was two big, scary mofos clobbering each other and throwing each other around. This is my favorite kind of wrestling.
Then the world champion, who just beat the U.S. champion, says, I don't see Sid here. I'm heading back to kill Ric Flair. Your time is up. Your ass is mine. Starts heading back.
Yes. So he can't find Flair, so he decides to kill Arn Anderson instead because everyone else has been sent home per Ric Flair's plan. The announcers are pushing Arn's neck injury. He could be paralyzed with one bad bump as Steiner's tossing him hither and yon. And I'm thinking to myself, where's Flair and Goldberg and Nash and any hero? They did cut to the back where Fit Finlay was holding Ric Flair back from making the save. I guess because he's the CEO, he can't save his friend from death. Goldberg finally comes running out, but just as he gets to ring, Lex Luger broadsides him into oblivion.
It was awesome.
This is it was the exact same spot and almost as spectacular as Keith Lee and Adam Cole.
Absolutely.
So Lex is wailing on Flair and Goldberg, and he's wailing on him and wailing on him, wailing on him, and I can hear the crowd cheering for something, and I can't see anything, and I hear one of the announcers just say, Sid! But I can't see anything because I'm still seeing Lex. Eventually, we get to a wide shot, and Sid has somehow gotten out of jail and into the ring.
Somewhere in here, Dwayne Bruce gets a chair shot right to the head from Lex Luger. That's when all the security ran down. I guess security's still in the building.
Security jogged down very leisurely.
Yes.
This is the worst security. They're horrible.
Sid is there, better late than never, runs wild,
And Sid
bodies everywhere.
Sid and Steiner are being held back and trying to be separated. And just as the show goes off the air, they start to go at it again and Face to Black. This was a better go-home show than Raw, and it wasn't a go-home show.
I haven't
There was
said
a-
this about a WCW show in a very long time. This is a great angle.
Yeah.
It's a better go-home show than both Raws.
Current and old.
2019 and
This is
19.
a very, very
2000.
fun main event and a great build for the pay-per-view in 8 days.
That's right. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Well, here we go.
The finishes on this show were clean pin if you ignore the guy trying to use a chair. Pin after all sorts of shenanigans in a hardcore match. Clean pin. DQ for some reason when two guys beat up one in what may or may not have been a handicap match. Clean pin. Pin after interference. And clean pin.
All right, everybody, there you go. That's the Retro Raw Nitro show. We do it every Tuesday here, Retro Raw Nitro. If you want to know the shows, just go back 19 years. So this was the week of December 3, 2000. And 4 months left, and then we're done. Then we can do something else. Thank God.
WCW Monday Nitro, also December 11th of the year 2000.
Actually,
I
it was on
drooled. I
Tuesday.
was so passionate about that statement.
It was actually on Tuesday. It was 12/12.
Was it?
It was a Tuesday.
I will. You know what? They did mention at one point Thunder was the next night. I will amend
Well,
my
they
notes.
mentioned that Starrcade was 5 days away,
There you
which
go.
was not a Saturday.
So every episode of Nitro must open with a dumb skit where the payoff is Jeff Jarrett hitting somebody with a guitar.
What is this?
I think this guy was supposed to be spoofing Emeril Lagasse.
Okay.
He was a chef. He was making gumbo and etouffee. He was making jokes about Bam.
It made Rob very interested.
It was the worst impression of anyone I've ever seen. Like, to the point where, like I say, I think it was Emeril Lagasse. Anyway, Jarrett hit him with a guitar. I don't know what's going on or why I should care.
He ruined the gumbo, too.
Probably did. Here's clips of Steiner destroying Arn and Lex from Nitro last week, and Goldberg and Steiner brawling, and Sid also out there. Mike Sanders is a meeting with Lex Luger. Sanders says, yes, I will make that match.
They don't say what match.
They never say, I assumed Lex was in it until later. Lex says, I want somebody to prove they deserve the privilege of wrestling me. Ric Flair comes out for a promo. He says, Sid and Steiner are there, but they will play by the rules. They will not contact each other in this arena. They will not fight here in Shreveport. And everyone goes, boo! By the way, speaking of the way I just started booing on that microphone, what was up with Scott Hudson's audio in the show? Everything he said was peaking and scratchy or distorted.
I actually didn't notice.
Yeah, it's just me.
You know what I noticed is there was no Mark Madden.
There was no Mark Madden.
I noticed when women came out, and there was no comments.
Steve Ray called him
Well,
Yaks.
yeah, Stevie Ray was back. So
Well, I mean, Stevie Ray's there, but I'm talking like...
he got retired like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
So Flair says if Steiner breaks these rules, he will strip him of the title. Never says what will do to Sid. He warns Steiner that Sting...
Well, Sid won't get a championship match.
Well, Sid says that later. He warns Steiner that Sting and Booker T and Arn Anderson might all be here tonight. So he brought Steiner back just to threaten him. Tonight, it is Steiner versus, I'm not making this up, Sergeant AWOL
Yes.
for the World Heavyweight title.
That's the main event tonight.
World Champion.
Wall.
It's the Wall brother.
Mike Sanders comes out, and he starts to talk about how he's going to make a match of his own tonight. And Tony Schiavone, who I can only presume also just got done watching that Foley segment, says, and I quote, "Make the match already!"
So it's something with the Thrillers and the Insiders. I don't care. Flair announces, you can make that match, but I'm booking a match as well. It's you versus Sid Vicious. And if you don't do that match, you are not the commissioners anymore. And if the Thrillers interfere, they are history. So after the match has been booked, we then see a clip from earlier today where Scott Steiner is beating up Lash LaRue and the Wall makes the save.
Yeah, so they referenced it before they actually showed it to us.
That's right.
They couldn't have shown this to open the show instead of that stupid chef gimmick.
The Jared has hit somebody with a guitar at the beginning of every show. That's the rules.
Gene interviews Sid. Sid is the one who is lucid enough to explain that if he touches Scott Steiner,
He doesn't even know what Steiner he's facing.
then the
That's
match
his
is
lucidity.
Yes, then the match at Starrcade is off. He promises Steiner will be hurt and says, "You have pushed the original Madman too far. You will pain."
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So they're not allowed to touch in the building, but they can touch outside.
Apparently.
Okay. Why didn't Steiner just go the fuck outside?
That's a great question.
It took Steiner 2 hours to figure it out. That's the best answer I have. The Thrillers steal Goldberg's TV.
Who cares? Why did they steal Goldberg's?
Because he couldn't see what was going on in the ring. It plays in later. I can't remember where, though.
They stole the monitor in his locker room.
So he would not know who his opponent was.
God.
Exactly. Thank you. So he would know who his opponent was.
Sarge wants to find Mike Sanders. Disco calls him short.
Called him a midget.
Sarge, like a complete lunatic, just throws him against the wall and screams at him. Came off like a complete unlikable dick.
He came off as a guy with a Napoleon complex.
Well, that too.
A legit one.
That too.
What do you mean a legit one?
I'm talking legit.
I see.
Disco made a joke about, I didn't know midget wrestling was back. That's it? Sarge flipped his lid. They were talking about he was going to have a heart attack. He was purple. Over a short joke?
Lance says, Lance Storm does a promo. He and Major Guns are scheduled for a mixed tag against Cat and Miss Jones.
Why?
Who the hell knows?
Jesus.
Do not ask that, Brian. We'll be here all night. If the Cat loses, Lance said, he should sing the Canadian anthem on Thunder.
See, I'd like to hear that.
The Cat accepts, but only if Lance will sing the U.S. anthem on Thunder if he loses.
Lance says, fine, because I don't lose.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this match starts, and somehow we were already 17 minutes into the show, and nothing had happened yet.
Right.
Stevie says he is cheering for the Cat in this match, because if the Cat has to sing on Thunder, quote, he'll kill us all.
Wow.
Major Guns has one dropkick.
It wasn't bad.
It was good.
It was a fine dropkick, and then some just god-awful brawling. So the women are brawling.
Miss Jones is so beyond horrible.
She's not trained. There's no way.
Oh, my God.
Running the ropes.
Oh!
So bad.
Forget that, anything. They just had the most horrific brawl.
They were in the match for like 80% of it.
Dude. And then Shat finally hits the feliner.
Elix tries to interfere. Duggan tries to interfere. Cat hits Lance with a 2x4 and then wins.
The key is Duggan wants out of this stupid group.
Yeah.
That's obvious because he overthrew the 2x4 to Lance.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, well.
Yes, he didn't care.
I think he, like James Duggan, the athlete who draws a check from World Championship Wrestling, he's wanted out of Team Canada like the whole time.
Right.
Anyway, at this point, I wrote in all capital letters, what shit?
Well, you're not wrong.
Goldberg arrives at the building.
Did anybody check out Thunder and see if Lance actually...
I did not.
I didn't either. I was going to.
Nor do I have any intention to.
Brian Emmett. I am.
You want some homework, Greg?
No.
Go watch Thunder.
No.
Tell me if Lance sings.
Absolutely not.
More from Jimmy Hart.
We got Rob here. Short straw. It's just Thunder.
Even the announcers are sick of Jimmy Hart and the stupid wrestling DJs thing.
Yeah.
They're sick of everything.
Well, that's all
Everybody's sick of everything.
They got one foot out the door.
Lash is on the phone. General Erection is mad at him for being on the phone. He gives AWOL a pep talk for his match with Steiner. A pep talk, really, he just dresses them down. And also tells us Lash has a match against the franchise tonight.
New attitude, new look. By any means necessary. They got a new attitude and a new look? I didn't know that.
It was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
They got the same
They look the
stupid
same.
music. Is that the actual MIA
No,
music?
that is the network's fault.
Fuck, this music is awful.
It is ungodly terrible.
It's so...
There was-
Like, who hated them?
I don't know.
I was waiting for clowns to come out, and then a bunch of clowns come out.
Oh, Craig. Sorry. There was a point, I forget what happened. They actually did play the actual Misfits in Action music. It's I need to say this, it's much better.
It can't be worse.
No. So we cut instantly, like from mid-sentence MIA to mid-sentence with the Natural Born Thrillers having a meeting. So I guess that tag match Sanders had booked was going to be a three-way.
Right.
Now he says it's going to be a four corners match, and for the fourth team, he has hired Chronic. This makes Vito upset because Chronic beat him up last week.
And I mean, somehow, I'm sure it's explained somewhere, but like, they were never in the match. Something happened in a hallway or something. Like, this show is so bad. Why are we wasting our lives?
Horrible episode of Nitro.
Jiminy Christmas. And then another fucking hardcore match.
Yeah.
Meng and Norman Smiley. They fight in the crowd. There's a fake Santa.
Hey.
Santa takes a bump. Norman does his screaming. Crowbar's on commentary pretending he's Gordon Soley.
Awful.
Santa hits the ring. He attacks everybody. Meng is blinded. Meng attacks... What's Paisley doing in the ring?
Paisley
Wee-wee's not even down there.
She came out with Ming.
Paisley came out with a Ming. She had a big giant afro to match his.
What?
And
You
he
didn't
was
see this?
Well, I saw it, but like, what?
he was so Santa Claus blinds Ming with powder. Ming was so confused he could not determine which of these men.
Maybe it was snow.
He could not determine which of these people was Norman Smiley and which was Paisley.
He grabs her by the neck. Kwee-wee makes a save. Santa unmasks. It's Terry Funk. He just starts killing dudes with unprotected chair shots to the head. Everybody's dead. He wraps his chair around Ming's head. And then he says, I have a Christmas present. 11 hoes at the same time. Ho, 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 ho. 11
I
times.
think he did 9.
It doesn't matter. He challenges Crowbar. Crowbar accepts. Funk kills him.
Now, for those of you, we did not mention this. When Santa Claus hit the ring and attacked the wrestlers, the referee called for a disqualification.
That's right.
Santa fucking hit the ring. Why would that not be a DQ?
It was a hardcore match.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, God
I
almighty.
bring this up.
This show
I
sucks.
bring this up because what they did here, because Santa challenges Crowbar afterwards. Crowbar says it would be an honor to face you, and then Santa hits him with a chair and lays him out.
Yes.
So they booked a double disqualification in a hardcore match to build to a hardcore championship match.
Yeah.
When Santa hit the ring and got called for the DQ, I wrote, this is one of the worst segments I've ever seen.
And it only got worse.
That was before Ming couldn't tell which was Norman Smiley and which was Paisley.
I didn't even notice that they rang the bell. I was so busy watching everything else and trying to write down what happened.
This was an overwhelming amount of bullshit.
Now, does Crowbar have to wrestle Terry Funk or Santa?
I don't care.
Okay.
Who cares? Yeah, Jiminy Christmas.
Exactly. Santa.
Sarge goes to Mike Sanders.
First he wants Lex.
Yeah.
No, first he wants Lance. Then he says Lex.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
No one gives a shit anymore. He wants Lex. Sanders says, I can give you a match with Lex Luger on Thunder, but I need you to do something for me tonight. We don't find out what it is yet. The Heresies find a bunch of sandwiches.
Oh, God. So there's a big-ass long
It's
sandwich.
like a 6-foot sub.
Okay,
Yes.
so the filthy animals are in their locker room, and they have a monitor that for some reason is directed to catering.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're watching catering.
Sure.
Which, by the way, catering is there's one table with a really fucking long sandwich on it.
That's it.
Okay. So the Harris brothers walk in, they look at the sandwich, and they say, it's so big.
Right.
The filthy animals go, ha ha! Dick joke. So the Harris brothers start eating this fucking sandwich. All of a sudden, it's Conan and Kidman watching a monitor that's showing them catering.
Yes.
All of a sudden, the suitcase at their feet opens, and Ray is in the suitcase.
Yeah. Rey Mysterio Jr. was just camping out in a suitcase with Conan's feet on it.
Why?
I don't know.
No idea.
There was no room in the overhead.
Now, let's think about this.
So then they
But
announce...
Before you announce, Brian, let us just think about this. We have seen the filthy animals have gone through the trouble to put a camera on the sandwich, and when the Harris brothers start to eat it, they start to laugh. Any moron, like, all you morons listening to me, right?
Yes.
You all know where this is going immediately, right?
Absolutely.
When Rey Mysterio pops up out of the suitcase in which he has been hiding for no reason, he declares, oh, the sandwiches I put laxatives in.
Yeah.
To explain to the absolute rock dumbest motherfucker what's going on here.
Vinny, are you watching these shows with us?
Sadly.
Okay. That's what we're talking about if you're watching this show.
That's who's left.
If you're watching this show live on purpose, okay, they probably had to explain this joke to
Hey,
you.
you just insulted me.
Probably.
This
I didn't mean
is
to, but...
the very bottom of the barrel.
God.
And people watch along with us. Can you
That's
believe
fine.
that?
That's like fun. But like to
Oh,
watch to watch this live
No.
when it aired live, like willingly, not part of your job. The joke had to be explained.
It's not fun to watch these shows, Brian. I just want that
No, imagine watching them live in the year 2000 willingly.
We probably did. That's probably on your
No,
couch
it was
watching
my
this.
job.
Well, what is your job? I was just watching Nitro. Gene interviews Steiner. Steiner doesn't care what Flair says. If he sees Sid, he'll knock his ass out. AWOL is part of Ric Flair's plan to wear me down for Starrcade. But I don't care. You keep bringing him in, I'll keep knocking him down. Ric Flair is the babyface. Scott Steiner is the heel.
Yeah.
Running the gauntlet.
Vinny,
Overcoming all odds.
This doesn't even register compared to later.
We cut to Pam. It's a good thing she's hot.
Yeah.
And she was really hot this week.
Right.
She's trying to ask AWOL a question, and on like the fourth try, he gives up on her, and he just takes the mic and cuts his promo. Rection cuts a promo, hyping up the Cajun versus franchise. Lash starts to talk, but something he says is, I guess, Chavo's new catchphrase, apparently? Because he said something, and Rection snaps and says, "You got that from Chavo."
Who could possibly care
I don't know.
about Chavo splitting away from the MIA?
I don't know.
I don't even think Eddie gave a shit.
I'm sure,
Nobody, no person living could care about this.
Sanders comes out in street gear. He says, "I have not been cleared medically. The match is off." Sid comes out in street gear. Sanders offers a handshake. Sid destroys him.
God, how much I loved Sid.
The match begins. Listen, Sid Vicious squashes
Yes.
are great.
They're the best.
You know, the thing about Sid is he was not
Any good?
He was not a great worker.
No, at all.
Okay, but you know what he was? He was a great professional wrestler.
Amen.
That's what he was.
And softball player.
And he got hired over and over because he looked like a professional wrestler.
Carried himself like a professional wrestler.
We need a Sid nowadays.
We really do.
Yeah.
We don't have one.
No. I don't think it was close. So Sid wins, and he cuts a promo. He quoted Stevie Ray. I think he said, "Suckers gots to know sometimes." Mm-hmm. Or sometimes it bees that way, he says. And Stevie Ray just dies laughing. Because at this point, the only reason these shows are being done is to amuse themselves.
Right.
The insiders go for a walk. And then Sid finds
I don't know what this was.
some guy.
Just killed
He
the dude.
finds some guy and says, "Give me the keys."
Yeah.
And the guy says, like, "What keys?" And Sid says, "The keys to all the cars."
Yeah, when you show up for Nitro, you must surrender your keys to a guy.
The valet.
This guy did not have the keys, so Sid killed him and left.
And then presumably he found the keys.
As we saw later.
Yeah, he probably actually found the valet.
You know, so, well, we'll get to it. Now, what the fuck? So Sid finds the keys.
He sure did.
Because he goes outside and he drives all of the cars into a big circle.
Yes.
Okay. All right, okay. It's fucking dumb enough.
Why didn't they show this?
It's fucking stupid enough that the storyline is that everybody has to surrender their keys. Or everybody valets their car. And that Sid can just go and get everybody's keys. Okay? That's stupid enough. How the fuck did he know what key opened what car?
That's a fair question, Brian.
Do they have a little fob dealy?
In
In the year 2000?
I guess not. That's true.
This fucking guy had to go to every single car with every single fucking key to find out which key opened which car.
Well, he already won his match. He had time.
The show's only 2 hours. That's a lot of cars.
Again, why didn't they show this?
Well, they did. Every now and then they'd show him behind the wheel going, ah! Am I wrong? That's what he did.
Yes.
What is the show?
Shit. Which one? Ours or theirs?
Yes. We cut to a random hallway. Maria is walking with Reno.
Maria is a hired actor. She's the worst actor. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
So is Claire Lynch.
Like, everyone always goes, oh, they always try to make these wrestlers be actors, but they're not actors. Well, here's an example of an actor who's a worse actor than the wrestlers who weren't actors.
So she tells Reno, "Don't attack Chronic." Reno sees Chronic, and he attacks Chronic. They kick his ass, because he's Reno.
Right.
Vito makes the save. The Thrillers try to calm Chronic down. They say this is not part of the deal. We're out of the match. Stasiak tells them they have a bad attitude. Vito tells Reno they're brothers. They are back together again. I have no idea why. And for the love of God, do I not care.
Furthermore,
All caps. I have no idea what's going on. That's what I wrote.
Sanders wanted to book Chronic in a Four Corners match against the Perfect Event, also Jindrak and O'Hare and Page and Nash. So they got 2 teams of Thrillers, and now there's only one other opposing team, and they were upset because Chronic didn't want to do the match. Hello?
They're not very bright. They don't think these things through. So the match ends up being the Insiders versus the Perfect Event versus Jindrak and O'Hare.
Okay, so there was one good spot in this match, which was the 3-way sleeper jawjacker. Okay? Just want to get that out of the way.
All right.
Okay.
What in the hell happened in this match? Does anybody know what happened?
Basically.
Okay, tell me.
It was
I was lost.
It was sloppy. It was
Yes.
not very good. Now, I will say this. Nash and Page, the crowd still saw them as megastars. So this had more heat than pretty much anything else in the show. So Nash makes a comeback, but he gets cut off. They lay him out, and O'Hare hits the senton.
Okay.
So Nash is out. Now, even though it's technically a 3-way match, obviously the Thrillers are all working together, so it's realistically a handicap match. So Page tries to run wild. He has a diamond cutter on somebody, but they hit him with a belt. And then Nash, who is still selling the senton, gets pinned by Palumbo.
Wait a second. No one hit Nash with a belt?
No one hit Nash with the belt.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Okay. When this match is over, they drag Nash towards the post and they go to commercial.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they go to commercial. The commercial's 4 minutes or whatever. They come back and now Nash is at the post.
Well, it took him a while.
I think
He's either been at the post for 4 minutes or it took him 4 minutes to get him to the post.
I believe they did say this was during the break.
Okay, well, one or the other. The important thing is they crotch him on the post and they start ramming his knee into the metal post.
Well,
okay.
kinda.
He ain't selling this at all.
I believe he was actually asleep.
He was. That's why I thought he got hit with the belt. Because I was like, this fucking guy took a belt shot so that he could not sell getting his leg rammed and he could just lay there. Now I find out he didn't even get knocked out. He took a senton.
Yes.
He didn't move.
No. I simply wrote Thrillers attack Nash, who lies there.
He didn't sit up and grab his knee.
No.
He was dead.
He may not have been breathing in and out. Maybe deep meditation is what Nash is doing here.
It's like a Russo show, just dumber.
In many ways it was. Sid arrives in a car, I wrote.
Someone else's
Whose?
car. He's driving cars around.
At this point, it's his first car.
Yeah.
Backstage, Nash can barely stand.
Now he's selling.
Sarge Dwayne Bruce versus Goldberg.
Okay, let me talk about this for a second. Sarge is in the ring, and all of a sudden Goldberg's music hits. And I guess his TV got stolen.
Right.
So he couldn't find out what was going on. Keep in
understand
mind,
that.
I had a TV. I didn't know what was going on.
That's also true.
So Goldberg starts heading to the ring. The smoke goes up. He snorts it or whatever. And all of a sudden, the smoke dissipates, and he notices Sarge is in the ring.
That's right.
His original trainer. So Goldberg goes down there. He's all depressed. Gets in the ring.
Sad for Lauren Goldberg.
He says, Sarge, we don't have to do this match. We're not doing it. Sarge says, we got to do it. Goldberg says, no. You know what they're trying to do? This match is not happening. Sarge gets in his face, starts screaming at him. He's turning red. Goldberg will not do this match. Luger comes out, and he says, oh, so many tough decisions to make, Bill. If you forfeit this match, if you walk away from this match, you must retire from WCW.
What?
The streak.
Because the streak's over.
I could have sworn they gave that up.
Well, Flair went on I'm sure that Flair just went in business for himself.
Okay.
The story is still, if he does not win, he's out.
I see. Okay.
So now he is such a man of honor
Yes.
that even with his career on the line, he will not face Sarge. Sarge starts beating the shit out of him. He's pounding on him, and he's pounding on this dude.
Oh, yeah?
He's laying in these forearms, and finally he starts to do the whip, and Goldberg reverses, big spear, jackhammer. The crowd goes batshit crazy for this. This was when I tweeted, if you took every Goldberg segment off every show in 1999 and 2000, and you just made like a tape, and you took it to the moon or Mars, you showed some fucking alien,
Okay.
they'd be like, this is the hottest promotion in the universe.
Actually, if you took it to the moon, they would think this has got to be their leader.
This goddamn show sucked, okay? Just fucking sucked. But this Goldberg segment with Sarge was so good.
It was.
The only good thing on the
Everything
show-
that Goldberg does, somebody did point out, well, what about when he went against the script? Okay, that one sucked, all right? Take that one out. Everything else that Goldberg was ever involved in, on the most shitty, bottom-of-the-barrel bullshit WCW shows, was so great.
He was.
This guy's a Hall of Famer.
He was the guy who could not be fucked up, and they tried.
Oh, they tried all right.
They tried to cut his arm off in a window.
Everything he did worked.
He was amazing. Jamie Noble meets with Meng. Look, this is the four people hanging out, bebopping around in the hallway. Meng, Kwee-Wee, Crowbar, and Daphne.
Everybody that's been killed minus Daphne.
No, Daphne was there.
Yeah, but she didn't get hit with a chair.
That's true. Terry Funk did not wrap a chair around her head.
Right.
That's good. So Jamie Noble meets with all of them. He explains he no longer wants to hang out with Evan Courageous.
Well,
Evan comes running up. Jamie gives him the kayfabe signal. Evan says, Sid's up to something crazy in the parking lot. Y'all got to see this. And they all jump up to see what Sid is up to in the parking lot. Shane Douglas versus Lash LaRue. So they're doing this match. Chavo wants Lash to use a chair. Lash is saying, no, I do not want to use a chair. They're having reverse tug of war in the ropes. Chavo wins because they're both pushing the chair. You see.
I see.
yeah.
Chavo wins. He pushes the chair so hard that Lash spins around. He accidentally hits Shane Douglas with a chair, and thus he is disqualified.
I wrote, someone had a stupid idea, and they actually did it.
I wrote, holy God, what a terrible show.
Fucking horrendous finish. And then the huge erection comes down, screams at Chavo. This is where I just could not believe that their idea is, we're going to break this group up and people will care.
Yeah, and nothing happened.
Nah,
Yeah.
Jarrett arrives at the Harrises, tells them, I brought you your sandwiches. And they are confused. Here I wrote, Sid arrives again in a different car. What on earth is going on?
Okay, hold on a second. I just figured this out. Are you telling me that the filthy animals...
Got their own 6-foot
Okay,
sub.
hold on a second. They didn't just go spike the sandwich and catering. They set up a fake catering.
Yes.
They went out of their way to get two fucking giant-ass sandwiches.
And a camera.
How did the Harrises get into the fake catering as opposed to the real catering?
It's just their locker
This is
room.
even dumber.
It's just their
I
dressing room.
thought it was really dumb. This is even dumber.
They should have used a stick and a box.
That was on Thunder. I forget exactly what happened.
That's right.
But I will never forget Tony Schiavone screaming, they put him in a box!
Sid's being all insane, I wrote.
Pamela Paulshock interviews Mike Awesome about Bam Bam Bigelow. Awesome says, the career killer is itching to come back out.
Actually, hold on a second.
I've had it. I'm done.
Dude, he says, correct me if I'm wrong, okay?
I'm not mad. I'm done.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He says, I want an ambulance match with Bam Bam Bigelow.
Right.
Sure.
Just remember when they're hauling you to the ER, you asked for it. Am I wrong? That was his promo.
No, now that I think about it, that is
That's what he said.
You're right.
That is actually word for word what he said.
Is anything on this show good?
Goldberg.
My
Goldberg and Pam
God.
Sweater. Gene goes to interview Jarrett and the Heresies. They have a tag elimination match against the Animals. I wrote here at Starrcade.
Elimination.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Yeah. But the Harrises are in great physical distress. They go running off the set. And again, in case you are the rock dumbest mouth breather out there, Tony has to explain, the laxatives are kicking in.
I will say, This was all really, really stupid.
God, this next segment.
But it was worth it because as they're being interviewed, as Gene is interviewing them, one of the Harrises simply says, if I move, something's going to happen. Tony Schiavone legit lost it.
Yes.
He starts howling. Probably just been broken by the show.
I have.
And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. You know how many times they do some stupid line in WWE and the announcers fake laugh?
Yes.
This time the announcer really laughed.
Yes, he did.
And it actually made it funny. I laughed when Tony laughed.
So the match is supposed to be
Oh,
the Filthy Animals versus Jeff Jarrett and the Heresies.
Right.
In an elimination trios match.
Correct.
The Heresies, who were already feeling ill backstage, they go through the time to come down to the ring so they can run to the back.
Well, they already get paid.
So Jeff Jarrett is now going it alone against all three Filthy Animals.
excuse me. Jeff Jarrett is going in alone
Yes.
against three men.
So I found a third thing to like about this show. Goldberg, Pamela Paul Shock sweater,
Okay.
Tigress' side boob.
Okay.
Okay.
I can mention something about the actual match.
No. Oh, for the love of God, no. How dare you? How dare you accuse me of finding anything positive
I don't
in
know.
this
You
match?
started talking about it and then said you had something positive to say.
So, again, Jeff Jarrett, the most unlikable,
Yes.
unadmirable,
Absolutely.
non-entertaining guy, the most easy-to-boo guy on the entire
Preach,
roster.
Vinny. Preach.
He's in there against the Filthy Animals. Two small dudes who do cool moves, and one guy who sometimes says funny things.
Okay.
It's 3-on-1,
Advantage baby faces.
advantage baby faces. He's gonna go it alone.
Yeah.
They start the match. There's some kind of falderall happening. And the next thing I know, Jeff Jarrett pins Conan with the stroke.
Are you kidding me? I wrote.
He overcame the odds, hit his move, and pinned their captain.
He's winning.
What's going on?
Vinny, you're forgetting, but last week on
Really?
the show, they also had the man disadvantage with Jeff Jarrett. Remember when he was fighting valiantly and the people started to cheer him?
No.
Yeah, that was last week. They're doing the same goddamn thing again. So he's eliminated one man. It's now 2-on-1.
So Jarrett's music plays because nobody knows what's going on.
That's right.
I'm watching Ray and Kidman get near fall after near fall. They can't finish him off. I
No.
can't believe what I'm seeing. Then it was time for a ref bump. Here is how they bumped the ref. They sat down and said, how can we bump this referee? What's an idea where he may accidentally get clobbered and laid out? So Jarrett crotches Rey Mysterio Jr. on the top rope. Ray bounces up and down. He sells his scrotum. Then it's time to get off the ropes. He steps off. He lifts his leg into the air, and his foot bumps in the referee's head, and the referee falls over dead.
Think about how little thought went into the actual match and how much thought went into that stupid ref bump.
So the point of bumping the referee was so Jarrett could hit Kidman with a guitar shot, but then not pin him, because Rey Mysterio hits him with a sunset flip and pins him instead.
Jarrett almost beat two men.
Not only, Brian, did he almost beat two men, but if this had not been elimination rules, he would have beaten three.
Yeah. Yes.
What in the holy hell was this?
Well, the words I wrote here, stunning incompetence. I stand by that.
Sid parks the last car. It's finally revealed he has driven all the cars into a big circle so they can fight in the parking lot. Scott Steiner versus Sergeant AWOL.
This was fine.
It was a perfectly fine little TV main event.
Steiner in the end of 2000 was having fun. Nothing happening.
His
main event championship
Title
matches
reign
regularly.
after two matches is a billion times better than Booker T's.
Yes.
He knows the first part of the match, you just do whatever, you kill some time, then you do most of your big moves, then you give the babyfaces comeback, then you hit your finish and win. Great! This is a fine template. I like when Sergeant AWOL, the Wall, goes to grab a table, and we are told that's AWOL's trademark.
It is?
Not Public Enemy, not Sabu, not
AWOL.
the Dudleys. The Wall
Yes.
uses the table. So he sets up the table. He hits the choke slam and sets up the table. The announcers are furious at him for not going for the pin. And it is a huge tactical error because Steiner exploded him through the table, which is not a DQ. And he hits the recliner and he wins. Fine. Sid then challenges Steiner to come fight in the parking lot.
You're right, it wasn't a DQ. Yeah, Sid appears on the big screen and says, "You're ducking me. I'm outside." Like, how the fuck was he supposed to know you're outside driving a bunch of cars in a circle?
So Steiner, now that he's been challenged, goes to fight him. To demonstrate what a psycho he is, he takes his lead pipe, he breaks several car windows.
Yes.
And then he goes in to fight, and we see Steiner coming in from the left. And from the right, because he can never not be a cartoon, Sid has both his hands way over his head, and he's sprinting.
He's running
like Usain Bolt
to do a double sledge on Scott Steiner, who has a... There's even better. Steiner has a metal pipe, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so, listen. If you have a metal pipe, and a dude is running at you, and he has his arms over his head...
It's like a bullseye.
I've got an idea.
I mean, maybe he's twinging the pipe in his guts. Instead, Sid runs at him with his arms in double sledge position, and Steiner boots him in the gut. Hell of an attack, Sid. He planned this for 2 hours. He got the keys from some dude. He
All the
went
keys.
and he arranged all of the cars in a circle. And after 2 hours of planning, his idea was, I'll run and double sledge the guy. And Steiner responds by booting him in the gut and beating his ass.
Well,
Basically what happened.
Sid does a quick comeback, but then they end up on the car, and the show goes off the air with Scott Steiner beating the shit out of him. The champion is beating the shit out of the challenger, who arranged this whole thing in the first place over the course of 2 hours. That's your go-home angle for Starrcade.
This is the go-home show, isn't it?
Yes!
Oh, Jesus, God!
That's the go-home angle.
I didn't realize that until right now. This was a go-home show. Holy Mother of God!
That's one of the worst shows I ever saw.
I can't.
That's the end.
I'll say.
Okay. Whatever.
Let me say it again.
Whatever.
I didn't do this justice in even the reissue of Death of WCW. This show deserves its own fucking book.
You're not wrong.
The death of the December 12th episode of
Jesus Christ. This was a horrible show. Horrible.
Oh, God.
Can you make it through this report?
I shall do my best. I shall bravely endeavor on. The finishes on this horrible, horrible show were: pin in a mixed tag after 2 failed interference spots, double DQ in a god-awful hardcore match, clean pin, technically clean pin in a 3-way tag match that was really a handicap match, clean pin, DQ when one guy accidentally hits another with a chair, pin in a 3-on-1 elimination match, but not until the heel overcomes the odds and pins one of the baby faces, so if it had not been an elimination match, he would have won clean, and submission after a table spot is not a DQ.
I got just 2 quick things to say. Number 1, this had to be the worst non-Russo WCW Nitro show I've ever seen.
It was up there.
It was way up there.
And number 2, it was only a week ago that I was talking about how WCW had done such a superior job
Yes.
to WWE
That's right.
in building up their pay-per-view.
Talk about peaking too early.
Dude, did the tables fucking turn this week? Oh my God. Can you imagine people actually bought Starrcade after this show? I can't. All right, we're out of time, everybody.
Which is good. If they get quick and simple, I'll stop doing that. The whole point of the finishes report is to point out how absurd these finishes are.
Well, that's what Nitro's for.
Actually, this is not too bad either, I don't
This
think.
was a famous show.
It is.
But nothing on the show. Right, Brian?
Well, I mean, the very last moment was far beyond famous.
No,
It
But
is.
we'll get to that.
The last moment is infamous.
This was the show where Steiner and
Not just
Page.
famous.
This was a show.
Oh,
where
this was a
Steiner and
backstage fight?
Page- Yes.
Oh, wow. How about
And
that?
Steiner comes out and cuts a promo on Page, who had nothing to do with the matches he was on.
I see.
So
Yeah.
the fight was
I
after
totally
the promo?
forgot it was this day.
The fight was after the promo.
Got it. Okay. Well, we'll
I will never forget, I talked to DDP after the fight, and, pro wrestlers are big, tough guys.
Yeah.
The side of the story was, this fucking guy almost killed me.
Yeah.
yeah.
There was no,
And
trying to
Paige-
save face. He
Nope.
jumped me from behind. It was like, this guy damn near killed me.
And I'm sure in his nightclub life, Dallas Page has had a fist fight or two.
Yes.
And Steiner was like moments from going to his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here he is on the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to WCW, everybody.
Headlining. It's built around him.
Yes.
WCW Monday Nitro, December 18th of the year 2000. Flair does a backstage promo. It's the night after Starrcade. Flair informs us it was glorious. Now, Buff Bagwell did interfere in the Lex Luger-Bill Goldberg match, so he books Bagwell versus Goldberg for tonight. Scott Steiner beat Sid Vicious to retain his title. Congratulations, Steiner, but it has only just begun for you. Our next big show is Sin on January 14th.
Which, thank God, they just
Dude.
got the naming rights to.
Yeah, Cody grabbed a bunch of old WCW trademarks like the Match Beyond, and I think he got Dusty Rhodes' name.
Mm-hmm.
WWE has to fight back. Let's get Sin! They got Sin, and they got that fucking NWO pay-per-view, whatever that stupid...
Sold out?
It got sold out. They got Road Wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, anything Cody didn't get, why?
I can only imagine a Road Wild show in 2020.
Jesus, God almighty.
With this company.
Let's get the shittiest fucking pay-per-views WCW did.
You know what bikers love is branding.
Glorify them.
Anyway, Sin is January 14th, and Steiner will defend his title on that show. Flair will reveal who his opponent is, or who it's going to be, throughout this show.
You know, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that they were doing so much of a better job building up to their Sunday pay-per-view than WW was for TLC, which was also 2 weeks away.
Right.
There's a Raw show last night that just went on for hours. Not one mention of the Royal Rumble. Not a mention. 19 years ago this week, there was a mention in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, WCW had a pay-per-view last night. They're already building every top match for Sin. This is World Championship Wrestling.
On their deathbed.
In the year 2000, limping towards their death.
They can see the light.
Yes.
Right? It's not at the end of the tunnel. It's that light.
The doctors have already warmed up the paddles.
Yes. Yes. So, highlights from Starrcade. They only said it one time, so I hope it's a passing thing, but they called Jarrett and the Heresies the Nashville World Order.
God, I don't think they ever use that.
How did you catch that?
I don't know. They beat the Filthy Animals. The Insiders regained the tag team belts from the Natural Born Thrillers.
So you're telling me that Jeff Jarrett, who single-handedly was beating up the Filthy Animals, outnumbered for weeks, they finally do the fair match and he wins.
Yes.
Okay.
Shocking.
Yes. Goldberg, even though Flair told us Buffett interfered, Goldberg still beat Lex Luger. And Steiner pinned Sid. Then they discuss there was a triple ladder match, which I assumed meant 3 tag teams. I guess it was 3 men. Tony said the match was, and this is a quote, a plethora of high spots.
Probably was.
And Shane Helms and Shannon Moore ended up both grabbing the contract for a cruiserweight title at the same time. So now they're going to face each other. Okay.
Fine, great.
Shane Helms
A story.
and one that makes sense.
And it led to a good match.
Matches have outcomes. Outcomes have consequences. Those consequences lead to more matches. Awesome. That's fantastic. So yes, it's Shane Helms versus Shannon Moore.
Mark Madden's back this week. I don't know where he was last week, but he's back. First thing he does is he calls Shannon Moore HB2K. I'm like, if I'm Shannon Moore, I go up to that guy after the match and I say, if you ever call me that again, I will beat your ass. That's the last thing anybody needs, is to be compared to Shawn Michaels in the year 2000.
Not to mention, you're talking about a star on the other show.
Right.
Well, to be fair, he'd been retired for a while, but yes.
I suppose.
He's coming back, brother.
So this match was totally ahead of its time. You put this match on Dynamite,
Yep.
it rocks the house.
Absolutely.
Dude, put this match on last night's Raw.
Please.
I'd have killed for this match.
So, it's a very good match. This crowd was not much into it. Shane eventually wins the Vertebreaker. I knew I'd made the Dynamite line, but is it too late to do 3 count versus the Young Bucks? Because I think that'd be awesome.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. I mean, they're all alive.
Yeah. I know Helms on Twitter has talked about chronic ankle pain.
Yes.
I did see him WrestleMania weekend.
Yep.
So,
Shannon Moore still does indies.
yeah. I think he's also an agent for WWE, which could be a roadblock.
Noble is.
Yeah, that's right.
Noble. Okay.
He's younger than all of us here.
Well, good.
Well, yeah, we're old. Chavo Jr., by the way, attacks both Shane and Shannon after the match, which was a poor idea. They team up again, they kill him.
Go back to huge erection. I told you, Lash, that Chavo's no good. Lash rolls his eyes. You know who else rolled his eyes? Me.
Lash rolls his eyes. Erection says, "Don't roll your eyes at me," which causes Lash to roll his eyes, and they repeat this like 6 times. Do you know how badly I want them to end the story?
I want him to break up. Now.
Either break up now or don't break up now, but for God's sake, stop having tension in the Misfits in action. Steiner comes out for a promo.
Well, here it is.
Now, first he does brag about beating Sid, who it turns out was merely average. Nobody will face him. Maybe Flair, he says, can find Diamond Dallas Page, convince him to get a sex change. That way, he'll have the balls to face me.
Says he should be sent down to the Bush Leagues. He's proof he can take someone to the trailer park where there'll always be white trash. Gets on his knees. Begs Flair to make DDP his next opponent. I had absolutely no idea what was going on here.
Right.
But I figured, it's just one of those things from back in the day. There were so many things that happened that if you weren't following what was going on inside on any given day, you just didn't even know what was happening. I just presumed something happened at the pay-per-view with Diamond Dallas Page and Scott Steiner.
I assumed, honestly, they were going to do Page Steiner at Sin.
Or they could do that or whatever.
So Flair comes out.
As Titantron just says, boss.
He's Sasha Banks.
He's the boss.
Yeah. Flair says, first he says, at Sin, there will be a title match, but it will be a 3-way dance.
Oh,
Of course,
man.
Steiner's outraged. Flair says, tonight there will be 2 preliminary matches. The winners of those matches will meet in our main event, and the winner of that will be one of the men in the 3-way. Then he says, I'm not going to tell you who's in those matches, Steiner, so you can't just go backstage and kill them.
Aha.
Now, I've been watching this show for a while here. There's nothing to stop Scott Steiner from going backstage and killing everyone on the roster.
Well, right.
No, but he probably can't kill 400 people.
Are you sure?
So if you don't give him the target,
I don't know.
he may just be distracted killing other people.
Which is ironic because right after this is over, he walked back and tried to kill a man.
So it's the herd mentality.
Basically.
There's 50 gazelle crossing the river. 49 of them are going to make it. It won't
Yeah.
be alligator show.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You don't say get that one.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So Flair says there'll be a third man in this match, of course. A mystery player.
Yes.
Brian, how excited were you?
I swear to God, I watched the whole show, and I couldn't fucking remember who it was. And I'm watching the show, and I'm like, well, it's not Sid. And it's like, it's someone coming back. Who the fuck could it be? I'm baffled. But boy, when I saw the reveal in the last moment of the show, it turned my day around. We'll get to it.
Here's clips of Buff Bagwell attacking Sarge at Starrcade. Gene then interviews Lex and Buff together. Buff reads from his autographed copy of Goldberg's book. Says he spelled stuff wrong. Says, this company has run me into the ground for 9 years and I'm sick of it. So I have formed a tag team with Lex Luger.
Have they been a team for like ever? Am I imagining things?
I think they've both had so many partners it's hard to keep track.
I see.
But they're now a team called Totally Buff. Lex promises there will be more surprises for Goldberg. Then before he can say what those are, Steiner interrupts, talks to both of them, says, Luger, you are close to Flair. You got to find out who this mystery man is. Steiner's very paranoid. You see, you must know who the mystery man is.
God, Ming comes out.
Yeah.
He's just the greatest. He's, you know what? There'll be a team, Ming and Otis.
Yes.
Wow.
So Ming comes out. Terry
God,
Funk
that'd be
appears
fantastic.
on the big screen. He starts cutting his promo. Calls him flat-footed and banana-nosed. It's very important he called him flat-footed, I
He's
guess.
a good Terry Funk.
Yeah. So Ming rushes backstage.
He also
They
called him a monkey-faced moron.
have this brawl. All of a sudden, in the middle of this brawl, Terry Funk begs off. He's just begging off. Hold on a second. Then he says, "You have a big fat nose." Then Ming just beats him up some more.
Terry Funk's insane.
The announcer's like, what is happening? I have no idea what's going on. They brawl. Here's the finish. Ming puts him on a table. He goes for a big splash off the top. Mm-hmm. Funk moves. Ming goes through the table. Ming gets up, puts him in the death grip, the Tongan death grip.
Yes.
Crowbar runs in. He hits Ming with a wrench. Funk wins. Mark Mann says, and I quote, "Where's the 70s stuff?" Which is funny because if Crowbar hadn't been wearing the 70s stuff, I wouldn't even have noticed. Mm-hmm. I didn't even remember that he was a 70s guy. When he came out wearing the outfit, I didn't even remember it. Then people are going, how did Bryan not remember it? How did I not remember? Well, 25 million fucking things happened this year, and he was only the 70s guy for 2 weeks, and then he just wasn't anymore.
By the way, for those of you taking notes, Meng is now accompanied to the ring by not only Paisley, but now Kiwi.
Yes, they're a unit. They're
What?
a faction.
Paisley and Kiwi have been a unit forever.
Yeah, but they came out with Ming.
Yeah, he was there with them 3 weeks ago.
They've been a faction for a while, and I will
Yes.
say this. Paisley, Kiwi, and Meng is much weirder than the Dudleys and Billy Gunn.
Thank you.
That's a fact. So Crowbar lost to Terry Funk at the pay-per-view due to, I believe they said, a dozen chair shots to the head.
Great.
Now he wants another match at Sin. Steiner confronts Jeff Jarrett backstage, says Jarrett hit him with a guitar at some point. He wants Jarrett to find out who the mystery man is.
I don't remember that happening.
Who knows? He may have. I don't. At Mayhem, Reno turned on Vito.
Starcade.
It was Starcade. At Starcade, Vito turned on Reno. Mm-hmm. Or Rito turned on Vito. Anyway.
Point is, they're brothers now.
They are now brothers, even though this started.
Whoa.
One of them was dating Maria, who's the other dude's sister.
Yeah, this is weird.
Family is uncomfortable.
Their family tree does not fork.
No. So this means, and they actually said this, at one point, Reno paid Chronic to beat him up.
That's right. That's
So
what
they could
said.
set up Vino. They did it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, no, set up Vito.
Yes.
Yes.
When I try to say Vito,
said-
it comes out Vino. And when I try to say Reno, it comes out Rito.
It's like you've been in the Vino.
I may have been.
It's like you're an idiot.
Or I may just be very bad at this job.
Okay.
Of the three, that's the realistic possibility.
I'm so happy right now. I'm off the hook tonight. Brian's all over Vinny this time. Don't worry, Rob. I'll think of something.
Mike Awesome is upset Crowbar is no longer a 70s guy.
Yeah, he goes, where's the 70s stuff? This is Crowbar's explanation. He goes, this stuff almost killed my career.
Well-
I lost my edge, and Daphne has put me back on the right track. Mike Awesome, in his 70s gear, just shakes his head, shakes his hand. He's sad. Man,
Sell out.
I lost a 70s brother.
Lance Storm versus Rey Mysterio Jr. in a world title three-way qualifier.
This was great.
Lance says, this is not an election, so not even you stupid Americans can screw this up. I need Rey Mysterio's red and black zebra print velvet pants.
Okay.
These were awesome.
Well, let's go to Tacoma Discount.
I may have to, actually.
Positive they're there.
Yes. Now, this...
You've got a gold velour jumpsuit there, Vinny.
This is better. Huh?
You can get anything.
This was also a Dynamite match, only this one did rock the crowd. It was awesome, and they were way into this. Lance won clean with the half crab.
It's
Yeah.
awesome seeing Lance Storm play monster heel.
Yes. Well, Ray is small.
Ray tries to springboard into a wheelbarrow. Lance just flattens him like a pancake. Puts him in the half crab. Gets a submission. Very good.
Yes.
Mike Awesome versus Jeff Jarrett in the other world title three-way qualifier.
Highlight of this was a legitimate fake ref bump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Awesome accidentally hits Charles Robinson with an elbow.
In the knee.
And, it wasn't supposed to happen. So, He kind of sells for a little while and then just keeps going.
So at the pay-per-view, Awesome beat Bam Bam in an ambulance match.
No, it was the other way around. This was a fake ref bump. The previous match had the real ref bump, where Lance got drop kicked into the ref's legs, and the ref grabs his legs, almost kills himself. Yeah. But then it's not supposed to be a ref bump, so he just walks it off.
Yeah.
This one was a real fake bump.
So Awesome defeated Bam Bam in an ambulance match by putting him through the roof of the ambulance. Mm-hmm. So the announcers are talking about the Jarrett Steiner meeting backstage. And Madden says Jeff Jarrett lied to Steiner and said he was not in this tournament. Shivani says, well, he said he had to. If he had told Steiner who was in it, Ric Flair would have taken him out of the tournament. Did you guys pick up on that storyline at all, or am I the only one who thought they were making this up as they went along?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I have no clue.
So, if you ever want to see Jeff Jarrett take a throwing German suplex, I'll have the match for you. It's this one. The ref gets bumped. Awesome grabs a guitar. The ref takes it away. I don't know why he bothered getting bumped, actually. Mm-hmm. Jarrett hit Awesome with a second guitar, and he won.
I liked it.
I
liked it because you thought you knew what was going to happen, and then it happened, even though you didn't think it was going to happen. Clever.
Right.
No, it was exactly like last night, the finish of the Randy Orton-Ray match. I just loved. Or AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. Orton selling his knee the whole match. AJ goes for the springboard. Orton leaps for the RKO, but AJ knows he's going to do it, so he doesn't jump. Randy lands, but he sells his leg because his leg's been worked over. AJ's like, now I'm going to get it. He tries a second time. Randy hits the RKO.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome.
That is fantastic.
It was very much like this, but better.
Is Randy a babyface?
Yes.
Okay, Jeff Jarrett's a heel. So the heel outsmarted Mike Awesome here.
Well, yeah. No, actually, I'm not sure that Jeff Jarrett is a heel because he has been a babyface for weeks now, inadvertently.
Hell.
So
he's been a terrible heel. But... So Steiner confronts Jarrett. Jarrett, to save his life, explains he had to lie to Steiner so he could get into the pay-per-view where he could help protect Steiner. Steiner bought this.
There's a fair amount of logic on these shows. More than I'm seeing in WWE today.
Sure. Another Glacier hype video. I forget which announcer it was, but somebody says, the old block of ice is coming back. And Norman Smiley is watching the video and he marks out.
19 years ago this week. Now we've got Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Could have billed the movie here. This could have been a tie-in.
I haven't seen the movie. Perhaps Glacier makes a cameo.
Dude, I took Paisley to it yesterday. Huh. The first movie she's ever gone to in her life. Took her to the McMenamins Theater, and I wake up this morning, and we have to go back.
Aww.
Of course. So I took her back today. I've now seen this movie 2 times, and either luckily or unluckily, it's the last day in theaters is Thursday, which I'm thankful for.
That theater.
Because, no, any theater. Like, it's out of theaters on Thursday.
I find that impossible to believe.
Well, there's like 2 theaters. I have to go to Seattle or Monroe. But like all the major theaters, AMC, Lowe's, all those.
Not a chance in hell.
Hey, maybe not, but I checked.
That's a good story to tell Paisley, though.
Yeah.
I did tell her Thursday.
I will not stooge you off.
Check.
So what do you say? Thursday's the last day?
Yeah.
Well, there's this Star movie wars thing coming out on.
So I'll take it Friday, December 20th.
You know,
and I want to see.
Watch, it'll say 2 theaters, one in Monroe, one in Seattle.
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2
I ain't
is
going to
available
Monroe or Seattle.
at the AMC Lowe's Woodinville 12.
On Friday?
Yeah. Four showings. They did take it off the giant screen.
Okay.
To be fair, Brian.
See, there you go.
There's about 87 showings of Star Wars.
Yes.
It's also available, Brian, if you want to go to the AMC Lowe's Alderwood Mall 16.
Would you shut up? Let's get moving.
Well, to be fair, Frozen may need the plug. They may not.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They could use. They could use the press of
I've
being.
heard Disney's hurting right now.
They could use the press of being on the prestigious Bryan and Vinny Show podcast. Gene interviews Shane Douglas, who says Hugh Morris might still be seen as the U.S. champion. Sometimes to win the war, you have to lose a battle. Right?
Right.
Yeah. He dares General Rection.
Actually, to win a war, you got to win a lot of battles.
True.
He dares General Rection to bring the MIA to Thunder. I'll bring this team. I'm a man who prefers the finer things in life, and I've paid for the finer things. And Chronic appears, and they say they like to hurt people. So it's Shane Douglas and Chronic challenging the Misfits in action to a match on Thunder.
Shane Douglas paid for the Chronic. Weird.
Flair is on the phone. He does not want the Mystery Man at the building yet. Austin goes crazy backstage. He's tossing chairs and tables around. The Filthy Animals, suddenly very concerned for him, try to calm him down. He calls them lightweights and storms off. They called him a name too. I forget what it was, though.
I didn't write it down.
Then we get the announcement. The greatest moment on Nitro
My
in
Christmas
all of
is
2000.
made.
We get a 2-week break from Nitro.
I was so happy.
This will help us get to the end.
Overjoyed. It will.
I was... Tears.
Yes. This is great news. Alex Wright versus the Cat.
Profoundly boring match, I
This
wrote.
was tears as well, but for a completely different reason.
Alex puts him in one rest hold after another. It was like I was watching this fucking Raw Gauntlet again. Works over his arm. Cat's a karate guy. He kicks. I'm going to work over his fucking arm.
Right.
Crowd's absolutely dead. Shat just sells, hits a feline or wins.
Stupid.
What am I doing with my life?
Did you mention when the Cat got the crowd who chanted fat ass at Mark Madden for no reason? And his feelings were hurt and he stormed off and the other announcers made fun of him for going to run down a donut truck?
Yeah.
The bad thing about this match was it wasn't just bad, it was really long, too.
It was all of these things. There's probably other bad things about it we're not pointing out. But yes, thumbs down for that match. The Natural Born Thrillers arrive, and they're talking about how many do you want? I'll take 12. Send them to that same hotel we had last time. And we are left to wonder what 12 things the Natural Born Thrillers might be wanting in their hotel room. It's women, Craig.
I know.
Okay.
Why they're big stars. Why do they have to pay for prostitutes?
Give comps.
Comps?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Steiner's backstage. I've broken Craig. Steiner's destroying the Young Dragons and neither skipper. Those are big stars. Stars get free things.
They get comps.
Yeah.
You're so not a star.
No. No. You don't say. Oh, the Thrillers.
Where the hell are we?
I'm talking about the Natural Born
All right, let me
Thrillers
get it
promo.
over with. Reno's out with them again. I don't even know why or care.
Right.
So, for those of you keeping track, Nash and Page won the tag titles on a TV show.
Yes.
And then they were stripped of them. And then they were put on the line a week later against the same team. And then the Thrillers won them back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Sanders says they're screwed. He's about to make a match for Sin. Flair comes out.
You forgot to mention the part where this took 45 minutes for
Well,
Mark Sanders to say.
first he says, at Sin, there will be a tag title match, and I'm going to introduce the number one contenders right now. Suddenly, Flair's music plays. Madden goes, it's Flair and Blackjack Mulligan. He cracks himself. Tony then starts howling with laughter. Mm-hmm. Everybody cracks. They've all given up. Mm-hmm. And Flair comes out and announces, and I quote, a big battle royal coming up on Thunder. And the team that wins, it's a tag team battle royal, will face the Insiders at Sin. Mm-hmm. Whoop-de-doo.
And at this point in the show, Page and Nash had actually left the building because they were so upset.
Scott Steiner had tried to kill Dallas
Yes.
Page. Yeah. So all I got out of this is that Mike Sanders is out there forever. He's just doing cheap heat. Talking about trailer trash. You wish you were us. We're so good looking. We're so... Blah, blah, blah. The announcers are
we get
begging him to get to the point. Shut up, Craig. The announcers are begging him to make some kind of point. This was television death. Thank God Flair came out. So, more recaps from Starrcade, where they couldn't just have Buff turn on Goldberg and attack Sarge. Buff had to help Sarge in one segment and then turn on him later, because everything has to be a swerve. Buff Bagwell versus Goldberg.
Dude, okay. Like, the show wasn't bad, but you can always use a good Goldberg segment.
Yes.
Sure. Why can't Goldberg just come out, kill some dude in the match that always gets over,
Right.
and then Luger and Bagwell attack him and you do this post-match? He comes down for a match with Bagwell, and Luger and Bagwell just attack him, and they beat him up. Dwayne Bruce comes down. He gets beat up. Goldberg makes a quick comeback. The heels flee. And, like, that's it. It sort of got over, but if you think about every single Goldberg match we've ever seen that always gets over, this did not get over.
No. So in our tournament finals, I didn't think about this until they came out to wrestle. Lance Storm versus Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah. It's two heels.
The evil foreigner against the lunatic who breaks guitars over everybody.
But this lunatic, as I've noted, Vinny, has been pushed as a babyface.
I guess that was the idea.
Against the odds for 3 weeks.
I suppose so.
And in fact, in this heel versus heel match, Jeff Jarrett wins clean in the middle with the stroke.
Yes. Now, at the time, I thought that had to be Jarrett's only clean win in all of 2000. I forgot he got a clean win against 3 men last week.
Yeah.
So never mind. Nitro has just thrown me off the rails. So, listen, they did not work it as the Jarrett's a babyface. It was heel versus heel. The best part is when they're trying to, the rest getting between them on a break in the corner, and they both hit sucker punches at the same time.
Yes.
That was awesome. It was a very fun TV match with a clean finish. Great.
Yeah, what else you want?
Nothing. Honestly, nothing. A fun match with a clean finish. Woohoo!
And then
Steiner comes down to the ring, calls out Flair, vows to shove a pipe up his ass, goes backstage to find Flair, finds Jimmy Hart and says, Jimmy Hart, can you show me where Flair's office is? Jimmy takes him 10 feet.
Oh, by the way, let me tell you what I'm thinking at the moment. The big graphic comes up on the screen because something's coming up next. Mm-hmm. We got like 10 seconds left.
Right.
I'm like, don't even tell me they promised the whole show that they're going to do a reveal, and then they're not going to. They have to do this reveal.
Yeah.
He's walking down this long hall.
First, before the hallway, Brian, I want to mention this. Steiner orders Jimmy Hart to show him Flair's office. They walk 10 feet to a door with a sign saying, Ric Flair, CEO.
Yeah.
So,
Steiner
Flair's not in there.
is walking down this hall, and it's Scott Steiner, so he's really big.
Sure.
So, like, you can only see his back, and he's in this hallway. And allegedly, at the end of the hallway is the door. So, the door opens, and I briefly see a figure come out, but then they're obscured by Steiner's back again. Time just stood still. Like, hours went by. I saw this figure, and I just am thinking, who in the fuck was that? Who was that? And it's just, everything is frozen. Ironically. Mm-hmm. And finally, Steiner gets a little closer, and he moves out of the way, and it is the fucking Mystery Man. Mm-hmm. A fucking guy dressed in I don't even know what. He looks like a... in fact...
If your 4-year-old made a La Parka costume for Halloween...
that's why at first I thought it was La Parka. I was like, La Parka?
Yeah.
La Parka is the third man at Sin? That is what I thought.
Which would have been possible.
Then I saw the guy, and I knew it was the Mystery Man. Now,
The
for those of
Mystery
you
Man.
who do not know who the Mystery Man is, there actually is a F4W wiki.
Oh, yeah.
I shall read the entry on the Mystery Man.
Okay.
Mystery Man was one of WCW's last stupid ideas before they mercifully died. Involved random people showing up in a costume that looked like a bumblebee, as envisioned by a third grader, attacking other people, and then removing the mask to reveal that they weren't the real Mystery Man. How anyone could know who was or was not the real deal when the man's identity was, in fact, a mystery is unknown. No one writing the show stopped to think about this. Mystery Man was eventually revealed. Should I even reveal it?
Please.
I'm not gonna. You're gonna have to wait.
Okay, I'm gonna look at
Mystery
myself.
Man was eventually revealed to be somebody in a shocking moment. Shockingly dull, that is. Now, if you're a longtime reader of the Figure 4 Weekly, you will recall that I was so enamored. I was so enamored by the Mystery Man that I, in fact, wrote the ballad
Yes.
of the Mystery Man.
A song.
Now, before I found this, I remembered what I thought the ballad was. Lo I found the ballad. I remembered it word for word.
It's 19 years later.
19 years ago this week, I wrote this ballad. Mystery man, solving mysteries, getting tan, costume like a giant can. He's the goddamn mystery man.
So, excuse me. The solving mysteries getting tan.
I don't know where I got that. I had to rhyme it somehow.
Mysteries.
I mean, the reveal, he's pretty tan.
I suppose that's true.
Okay.
So yes, the Mystery Man is debuted. We have weeks and weeks. Well, first we have 2 weeks off, and then we have weeks of bullshit involving the Mystery Man that you can look forward to here on this program.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Vinny?
Brian, I am always ready. The finishes on this show were clean pin in a hardcore match after interference, clean submission, pin after a guitar shot, clean pin, either a DQ'd interference or a no contest, whatever, and a clean pin.
That's the show, everybody. We're going to wrap it up for today. Vinny and I will be back on Thursday with the recap of AEW and NXT.
Wednesday Night Wars, yes.
It's going to be very exciting. Mm-hmm. And then Sunday, I guess it'll be Superstars. We got 2 Superstars left. Maybe we'll just kill it dead here at the end of the year. And obviously a lot of other stuff. Observer Radios, Bryan and Vinny shows. Oh, I would be remiss. Rob did, in fact, watch Thunder to see if Lance Storm sang the American National Anthem. Rob, what is the update here?
Alrighty, let me get my iPad here.
You took notes.
Would you like to put your spectacles on while you're at it?
No, I can see okay. So there's actually 2 parts to this. And by the way, can I just say, the great thing about watching the network on the iPad, or at least watching Thunder on the iPad...
is you have to log in 6 times?
No, I didn't have to. I only had to log in once. And there's like little sections where you can just go to whatever segment
that's
you
true.
want. It's great.
That's true.
So there's one segment in the locker room where Flair comes to Lance in the locker room and says, you know what I need you to do tonight? And Lance is like, look, he's trying to get out of it. He's like, I want to do it. I want to do it right, but I don't know the words and I don't want to insult you. And he's like, don't worry about it. You can have Duggan teach you the lyrics. So the segment comes up and the Canadians come down to the ring. Lance, as he does, asks to be serious for a moment. He says that Canadians are men of integrity and that he wonders if the Cat had lost the match, if he would be down there doing the same thing as he did. But said enough of that and said, if we're going to do this, let's get started. So they teased the music and said the Cat's music comes down. And the Cat and Miss Jones walk down to the ring with a picnic basket and blanket where they sit on the ramp. And the Cat gets the mic. He says that if you think I'm going to miss this, you have, quote, lost your damn mind. So Lance starts, and he makes it as far as the dawn's early light.
Wow.
Yes. And then he forgets the words and just starts going blah, 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 blah. Literally. Cat interrupts him and says he's going to give him one more chance to do it right, and if not, he's going to get him up there and come into the ring and kick his ass. So Lance starts it again, and of course he gets a little farther, but he then messes it up again. So the Cat cuts him off again and says, maybe you don't know the words, but Hacksaw does. He can help you sing the song. Yes.
Is the babyface turn?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet.
We must tease it.
Yes. So Hacksaw says he would be glad to sing the anthem, and then in a little moment that does tease the turn, Hacksaw turns towards Lance and sticks his tongue at him and turns it back before Lance can see. So they start singing.
Stuck his tongue out at him.
Stuck his tongue out at Lance, yes. So then they start singing horribly, and then after a while, Cat starts throwing food from the picnic basket at the Canadians in the ring.
Can't believe I didn't watch this.
I can't believe I did. And then Lance grabs the mic again and says, basically, so if you want to fight, fine, you can fight Hacksaw tonight. And they basically make the match there for Hacksaw and Shat before going to commercial break. I was going to watch the match, but then my boss came into my cube, so I had to turn it off. But,
well, there you go. Thank you, Rob.
Does your boss listen to the show?
Yeah.
Is he going to find out you're watching wrestling in your cubicle and getting fired?
No.
Okay, good.